Q&A video. I am really excited to do this for you guys. If you don't remember, last month I hit 5,000 subscribers, so I said I would do a Q&A. You guys have left me your questions in my videos, or you've sent me them on Twitter or Facebook, so I'm really excited to answer them, so let's get started. iPad. ZX Penguin asked, how do you feel about dubbed anime? There are definitely dubs that I love and there are dubs that I hate. I am not somebody who's gonna say that every single dub is amazing. I think there are definitely some flub dubs out there, flub dub dubs. I think for the most part that dubbed anime is a really good thing because it exposes it to a lot more people, and it exposes it to people who want to watch anime but may not necessarily like reading subtitles, or maybe dyslexic and can't read subtitles very well. So I think it's a really good thing, and I definitely think there's a lot of high quality voice actors out there. I usually prefer sub over dub, however, but if you choose to watch dub over sub, I think it's just your preference. It's whatever. I do, however, have an appreciation for both and would love to see more anime dubbed. Steve Bloom should just do every single voice of everybody ever. Bloody Robin 2 asks, who is your favorite dub voice actor? Perfect timing, Bloody Robin! My favorite dub voice actor, I actually have two that are tied for first. They are Steve Bloom and Crispin Freeman. And if either of them ever wanted to just come in my room and speak me to sleep, I wouldn't care. Though it might be a little creepy for them. Ken Pachiz 1911 asks, growing up in Nebraska, was anime a popular thing at your school? Not really. I really got into Dragon Ball Z in middle school, and I was really made fun of a lot for it. It wasn't something that everybody else thought was cool, and I thought it was the coolest of the cool, because it is, obviously. It also depended on what group you asked, because there were certain groups that it was really popular with, there was others that thought it was the stupidest thing in the world, there were others that had no idea even what it was, so it depended on who you asked. I also went to school, K through 12, in the middle of a cornfield, so it's a little bit more secluded than other places. I think now there's a lot of people that accept it more so for what it is, but we've definitely grown up and matured a little bit. Reppin' DK87 says, what hobbies do you have except watching and reading anime? I love exercising, though I'm not quite as into it as I used to be. I still really love it. I love the feel of a good workout, and even if I complain afterwards that I can't move, it still feels really good. I also love cooking and baking and writing. Writing is a really big outlet for me. I love doing that. And I think reading books in general are also really fun for me. But the biggest hobby that I definitely pursue is anime and manga. Says, favorite anime of all time? It's hard. I think anybody who's seen a lot of anime would say that it's very difficult to choose one. If I had to choose, I would say it's a tie between Death Note and Baccano. Those are the two that are very different from one another, but I love them for their own reasons and think they are fantastic. Otherwise, I love lots. I love too many, you guys. It's just really hard, okay? Tamaker says, for an anime newbie like myself, what 3 animes would you recommend a person watch to get into anime? I have 4 that I usually recommend because I get asked this question quite a bit. The 4 that I usually recommend are Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, either Brotherhood or the original, Samurai Champloo, and Cowboy Bebop. Those are 4 that I thought were really good gateway animes. They're similar in certain ways, but for the most part they all have their own strengths, and they're all really, really great. I think any of those 4 are really good to show people who think anime is just screaming and powering up or porn. So those are the ones I usually choose. Oh, I guess you said 3 and I gave you 4. Oops. Soup 1 into A34 shoe. No. Soup 1 into A3 shoe 4 says, do you have a job outside of YouTube, and what is it? Do you enjoy it? Funny, I don't really know how to answer this question because I actually work for Maker Studios, which is a YouTube production company. They are also home of things like The Game Station and Mom's View, The Platform, things like that. I specifically work for The Game Station. I edit Dodger's DIY show, Iron Gamer, trivia show, review show, whatever it is that comes in that they need help editing with. So I tend to do that, and it's super fun. I love it with every ounce of my being. Jeff Kelly says, congrats on 5K. Thank you, sir. How long have you been married, and will we ever see your significant other? He's been in a few of my videos. He was in my anime tag video. He's the sock man. He's also the man who attacked me at the beginning of my Fate Zero 12 Days of Anime video. That was him as well. Here's our wedding picture. I don't know if you can see it, but there he is. That's him. This is me. This is him. This is Flowers. We've been married a year and a half, I think. A little less than a year and a half. We got married on October 1st of 2011. So 011011. Yeah, it's all binary numbers. That makes me really excited. Dino Dark asks, which is better, manga or anime? What anime out of the ones you've seen has the best ending in terms of story? And what is your favorite anime genre? First question, it depends what mood I'm in, but I think both have their benefits, both have their negatives. I love reading, so I love manga, but I also like watching, so I also love anime. So it just depends what mood I'm in, determines what I do, how I consume my anime/manga. I think both are fantastic and that both can be utilized to tell stories in awesome ways. What anime out of the ones you've seen had the best ending in terms of story? The two animes off the top of my head that I can think of had really wonderful endings are Code Geass and Code Geass and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I loved the ending of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I watched the original Full Metal and I loved the ending for what it was, but it never really felt right to me. This ending for Brotherhood was exactly what I wanted. I loved it. I thought everything got resolved. It left it open in case she ever wants to do a sequel to it. I just thought it was amazing. I adored it. I loved the ending of Code Geass because it felt so smart. It's exactly how it should have ended without me realizing before that it was how it would end. If that makes any sense, I don't know if it does. I thought it tied everything together really well. It was emotional. It was perfect. I loved it. If you've seen either of those, you know what I'm talking about. What is your favorite anime genre? I tend to lean more towards shonen and seinen, but I love pretty much everything. I love sports genre. Kuroko no Basuke. I can find something I love in every single genre, so it just depends on the mood I'm in. Usually anime I watch, I don't really look at the genre first. If I've heard good things about it or think it's a compelling summary, kind of dive right in without even looking at the genre. So it's how I am with movies and TV shows too. I'm just a whatever kind of girl. Travis the Drunk says, I am almost somewhat new to anime. I got laid off with 1,100 others. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I have watched a lot with an open schedule the past few months. All of my friends started making fun of me, but I have a few with open minds. I saw your My Anime list, wanted to know what you would recommend to someone who does not like anime, or what you would explain to tell why you like it so much. So they kind of already said what animes people should watch if they don't really watch animes. I will answer the second part of your question. I've encountered a lot of people who have a sort of prejudice against anime and say that they don't like anime, they think it's stupid, that it's childish, perverted. And what I do to kind of try and change their minds about it is I tell them that anime itself isn't a genre. Anime is a media form. It's exactly like a movie or a TV show or music or a book. That's what I wanted, a book. It's just like any of those. It's just a different way to consume media. And that's what I don't think a lot of people get. Within movies, television, books, comics, games, there's different genres. There's different kinds of those. And anime is the same way. It's got romance, it's got comedy, it's got action, drama, cop shows, fantasy, sci-fi. It follows the same genres that other forms of media do. I just don't think people realize that. So I tend to just bring up that idea because I think that's something that people just misunderstand or they don't know or don't realize. And usually after I tell them that, they're just like, oh, okay, that would make sense. And they're more inclined to inquire about it. So just kind of bring up that it's not all the same. I think it's just something that a lot of people hold prejudice against because they aren't aware of what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a matter of teaching them, showing them, exposing them to new ones. I think it's just a matter of finding something that suits people's taste and showing them that it's not just a genre, that it is millions of genres within a media form. So that's what I would say. And I hope that your whole job hunting and everything goes better. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through that, and I hope everything is okay. I'll be thinking about you. Nice Guy Malesh from Twitter asks, saddest moment in Naruto for you? Spoilers. The saddest moment, I believe, would have to be when, oh, what's his face? I can't remember his name. Balls. Asuna? No. That's not his name. It starts with an A. The guy that's in charge of Shikamaru and Ino and Choji, his death was so sad because it was just completely unexpected for me. But there's a lot of moments where I've just bawled my eyes out like a little baby. When the dog died during the pain arc, when they did the flashback episode, tears. I cried cried for way longer than I should have at that. B. Schmidt asks, what is your favorite Dragon Ball Z character? Goten. I have no regrets. Y'all can judge me all you want for that, but I loved Goten. I loved every single scene he was in with Goku. I thought it was the cutest thing. I loved him and his friendship with Trunks. But if I need another answer, I would say Piccolo. Piccolo is the bomb.com diggity boom. Shamrock Man 38, no JK, 28 asks, what anime are you watching right now? I am actually in the middle of rewatching Death Note. I got all of the Death Note for Christmas, so I've been rewatching that. I also got all the manga, so I've been rereading it as well. And I just love that series so much. I cannot get enough of it. Misanthropy TV says, so like I'm complete balls at editing things in an even slightly professional manner. I feel like I don't have enough content to edit so I can get better, and I don't have a teacher of any kind. I'm also a starving college student, so I can't afford film school or somewhat. Wait, what did I reading? Oh, okay. So I can't afford film school or something way awesome like that. Can you give me all the pro advices? Thanks and love. Fun fact, I actually never finished college and I never took a film editing class. I took a theater class because I was minoring in film editing, but I actually dropped out to come work out in LA before I ever even took a class on editing. I am all self-taught or resourced off the internet, or I was taught from my friends at Maker. They were really kind to me and offered to teach me anything I didn't know. My biggest advice to somebody is to practice. Like, you need to learn how to use the tools inside of whatever video software you have before you can technically really get in the groove of doing it. I got a copy of Adobe Premiere when I was 8, and I didn't even really fully understand what it was. I just knew that it was cool, and so I had this idea. I was really into AMVs, anime music videos. So anime is technically one of the reasons I first got started editing. And I would take these anime music videos and then put them into Premiere, and then I had songs in my head that I thought went better with them than the actual songs that they had. So I would take the songs and I would put it into Premiere as well, and then I would cut it all together and make a whole new video. I remember my favorite one was I took the Dancing Hamtaros from Do the Hamster Dance and the Hamtaro opening and put it to Bon Jovi's It's My Life. That's how I taught myself to do it. Like, I just learned all from there. Like I said, I think the biggest thing is definitely practice. So if you're starting out and you don't have your own footage you can practice on, something I would recommend now is we've got the awesome internet. You should keep vid or save vid or download some videos off of YouTube or whatever site you want to, and just take them into whatever editing software you have and practice on them. Like, don't re-upload them anywhere, just do something with them. Like, just mess around with it and teach yourself all the tools, become really familiar with it. Just if you're wanting to learn how to do more effects stuff, videocopilot.net is amazing, amazing. I have learned how to do pretty much every single effect I know how to do, I learned from Video Copilot. So you should check that out. I can leave a link down below so that you can click on that. If you need more help on the artistic side of things, the book that I found really helped me is In a Blink of an Eye by Walter Murch. He is actually a really well-known editor, director, screenwriter, all sorts of things. He won a few awards for his work. And this book is a really good book to look to if you need help understanding like how to make a cut, where to make a cut, like what feels normal for somebody and what doesn't. Excuse me. This is really good for that sort of thing. And it's not boring either. The guy is a really good writer, so that helps keep you engaged a little bit more. I can leave a link for this down in the description as well so that you can check it out. It's really helpful. Oh, another pro tip. Save. Save the crap out of whatever you are doing, because it will be disaster if you do not. You will be so sad. Do not know pain until you've worked on something for 3 hours and all of a sudden your computer shuts off and then you reopen it and nothing has been saved. It's the worst. Actually, nowadays, most of the major programs all have an autosave. Make sure that that is on, people who are editing. Make sure that that is on, otherwise you will cry horrible tears all the time. I hope that I helped a little bit. Sorry if I didn't. If you need it, if you have any other specific questions that I didn't help on, just go ahead and send me another message, you. JoogieBear892 asks, what do you value more in a person or a fictional character? Do you tend to value characters who have major flaws and weaknesses and try to overcome them? Or do you prefer characters who have their stuff together and lead others by setting a good example? I love flawed characters because I think their stories, because usually it becomes like a redemption story of sorts, is so much more interesting to watch. I think it's a lot more intriguing. But I also think characters that just lead by good example can also get really repetitive and boring. I think it all depends on the context. Like, it depends on what kind of genre I'm watching. It depends on what the setting of the show is and all sorts of things like that. But overall, I tend to really like flawed characters because that makes them more personal and more human and way more interesting to watch. Hello, Bearman and Rapid Pronto both want to know how my husband and I met. David and I actually met signing up for college classes. He was really good friends with my best friend, and we found out that we were all going to the same community college to get our gen eds done, and then we would be transferring to different schools. And so we all set it up so that we would be there to sign up for classes at the same time. We decided to take an economics class, and so we took macroeconomics, which you're all gonna judge me for this, but I don't care. I'm gonna tell this story. I thought that macroeconomics was a cooking class. I was sorely disappointed. I thought macro, like macaroon, and economics, like home economics, which you can take in high school and stuff where you bake, so we put them together and it made sense. My best friend and I, we told David that he had to tutor us because he had actually started his own business right out of school, and so he knew all sorts about the financial stuff. So he had to be our tutor. And then we kind of just hit it off. We had really similar senses to humor. Sciences. Can I tell a really cute story? I'm going to tell a really cute story because I feel like it. So a few weeks after Dave and I had first met for the first time, it was actually my birthday. So we went to this Mexican restaurant for food, and he got a phone call. So he got up to take it, and I was there with like 3 or 4 of my other friends. And then on his way back, the waiter stopped him and was like, "Your wife really needs to talk to you." And David just looked at him. He's like, I don't have a wife. What are you talking about? And the guy meant me? I don't know why. It became this like inside joke thing. He proposed to me outside of the restaurant beneath a romantic glow of the street lamp in the intersection. And then a year and a half later, he actually proposed to me. I like him a lot. I think we're gonna be together for a really long time and stuff. Zinc300 would like to know, why do you not have a puppy running around your house interrupting your videos? Because you need a puppy. Everyone needs a puppy. Zinc, something you need to know. I actually have 2 puppies, and they are annoying as balls when I'm trying to film. Oh, Dickie, this is Dickie. Hi. Oh yes, you're just the cutest little thing. And this is Derp. This is our Mohawk. He is incredibly derpy. For anyone that makes fun of us, they actually both came named that. So, you're cute. You're a cutie. So yes, there are the puppies that consistently ruin my videos. They're great. I love you. Oh, you sat for me. You have such a big head. Superfan Josh, aka Thrift Jam from Twitter asks, how were you introduced to anime/manga in the first place? I think just like almost every other American child that likes anime, one of the first animes I watched were Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, and then that led into Card Captors, and then I was actually sick for about 3 years. I was bedridden, and from 7th grade to 9th grade, I think it was, I didn't have much to do, and like we didn't have any laptops or anything, so I spent most of the time laying down. I couldn't really get up, but something my dad did to kind of help me pass the time was he would buy me a lot of Dragon Ball Z VHS tapes, so I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z, and he would buy me the really thick Shonen Jumps. And so I got really into Naruto and Shaman King. Yu-Gi-Oh was in there too. I think One Piece was in there. I really liked what I was reading of One Piece, but for some reason I got way more into Naruto than I did One Piece. So Naruto is the one I kind of looked out to more. I searched out a little bit more and read way more of. I kind of want to go back and just read One Piece. I need to. It's one of those that before I die, I will read One Piece. It's a life goal. That's kind of how I really got into anime. And so then I would buy DVDs and stuff so that I could watch them while I was home. I also really got into reality TV and daytime court shows. It was really great. My brother definitely also encouraged the anime love a lot because he really liked it. So he got me into it a lot as well.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. Ah, I am so mad at you now. Anthony Jones, I love you. You asked a lot of questions, but I'm going to answer one, and that is, if you could pick one anime character to bring onto your zombie apocalypse fighting team, who would it be? I would bring along Shizu and just tell him that every single zombie is Izaya, and he would get really mad and just kill him with a lamppost. And I would just stand there and be like, yeah, go Shizu, ow, ow, ow. We'd be best friends. Blue Jackets 100 says, obviously you like anime and manga, but how do you feel about Korean manhwa and animation? I actually have not read too many manhwa or seen too many Korean animation, but what I loved. There's one about a zombie boy who still thinks like a human, it's just that he's dead. And it's about like the zombies are trying to prove that they're still people and just want to live their normal life, but the government thinks zombies are evil and are going in and trying to wipe them out. And it's a very interesting story, and I really enjoy it because they break the fourth wall and stuff a lot. It's very hilarious, but also very dramatic. I think I laughed at the beginning of a chapter and then cried at the end of that same chapter. It's a very, very good manhwa, but I cannot for the life of me remember what it is. I'll Google it and then I will put it in the description down below if I can remember to do that. Sometimes I forget things. Wow. Caitlin from Facebook asked, if Kyubey from Madoka Magica showed up at your house randomly and asked you to become a magical girl, would you say yes? And what would you wish for? No, I wouldn't say yes. I would punch him in the face and hope that he fell over and never came back, though I don't think that would work. Benny Den asks, if you were trapped in a Hunger Games style tournament, which 4 anime characters would you want as your opponents? If I am trapped in a Hunger Games style tournament, I'm going to assume that I am the first to die. Guys, let's just call it as we see it. HappiLeeErin would be no longer breathing Aaron. And that is okay, you know? That's totally fine. So who would I want to kill me is the better question. I would have Shizu and Izaya, just because then I could see them fight in real life, and I've always just wanted to see them fight because it would be so awesome to experience that. Kyubey, so I could punch him in the face. Oh, and then Kuroko from Kuroko no Basuke, because he would be the perfect assassin. He could just sneak up behind you without you realizing it and then just slit your throat. And he'd be totally fine. He'd be a nice clean kill, NBD, he'd be in and out, you wouldn't even know, and then you'd be dead, and then people would be like, I don't know what happened here. It'd be perfect. Those are incredibly shallow reasons. I'm probably gonna look back on this and be like, that's not what I wanted to say at all. You guys should answer that too. Who would you want to be in a Hunger Games style tournament with? Last question. Let's do one more question. Magade's 101 says, okay, I have a question. All right, so I'm at college casually looking at the manga corner in the library. That's really cool that you have a manga corner in your library. When I see another manga reader, I repeatedly attempt to, you guys, I read at a 5th grade level. I repeatedly attempt to make contact, but every time my brain goes for a hike and I don't know what to say. We both are quite shy, I think. I need a friend chat up line. Please help or ignore. I mean, it's up to you. It's your life. You're witty, dude. You're funny. That was funny. I actually do suffer from a lot of social anxiety and have a very hard time starting conversations with people I don't know super well. I've had to really teach myself how to interact with people. And the thing that I found that works the best is, one, a really casual greeting. Just saying something like hi or hello, like making eye contact, like works pretty gosh darn well. And then I've also noticed that questions are really good icebreakers. Burping in their face also really helps. So if you see the same person, like say they're holding a manga, just bring up a question about what they're reading, like just interact with them, because if they're reading it, there's a good chance that they really enjoy reading it and they have an interest in it. It's way easier if you start with a topic that they might be more knowledgeable about and are comfortable with, because then you can ask them about it and that might make them feel more at ease. So I would just say, you know, say sup, what you reading, hizzy? No, but seriously, just be casual, say hi, and ask them what they're reading about. And if it turns out that it backfires on you, that the person doesn't seem interested in talking to you, maybe they're having a bad day, maybe like you said, they're very shy and don't really know how to respond. And in that case, that's nothing that you did, like that's not your fault at all. So if it doesn't work out, you can't beat yourself up over it, because putting yourself out there, there's always chances that it's not going to go how you want to, but you can't give up. You have to just keep trying. The whole thing is practice, because even if it doesn't work out, even if they don't show any interest in being a friend or anything at all, you still got the practice of it. So you just have to keep trying. I know that I had to practice a lot. I'm definitely an introvert that's learned how to be extroverted. And so I think it's just a matter of practice. It's a matter of putting yourself out there. If you're really shy, it's gonna be really difficult to do, but just do it. I think you'll be good. So hopefully that helped. Report back to me. It's your life though if you don't want to. Yay! That is my very first Q&A video / my very first thank you video, and I cannot believe that I hit 5,000 subs and I'm almost at 7,000. That is just insane to me. I just cannot fathom it. It's redonkulous. You guys are just the greatest things ever. Yeah, you pat yourself on the back because you guys make me really happy. Thank you guys very much for watching this and for watching all my reviews and for subscribing. It's so great. You guys are so sweet. I gotta think of something to do for 10,000 subs. It's coming up quick. I gotta think of something. What should I do? Ideas. You leave that down in the description below. No, not the description. You don't have access to that. The comments. Leave it in the comments. If you guys didn't know, I have a Tumblr, Twitter, Facebook, and my anime list. They're all down in the description below, so please check them out. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye!
You are not getting up for anything, are you? You guys, these are my dogs. Aren't they just the cutest? What is happening? Derp don't care.